Let's go ahead and check in now with Henry.
Tight. So, ladies and gentlemen, San Francisco Beer Week is about to take place, and I can tell you San Francisco Beer Week runs for 10 days. Go figure. The idea is don't drink a lot, but do drink responsibly. So what have you just poured me here?
This is Spud Boy IPA from Magnolia Gastropub in the Haight in San Francisco.
Do they make it in the Haight?
They do.
Literally
down in the basement, there's a small brewery where the brewers hunker down and make some just spectacular beers.
So this is the kind of beer you will be tasting during that week.
Right.
And then this is a special sausage because...
This is chicken sausage that's made by 4505 Meats, and 15% of it is made with the Spud Boy IPA. And it really brings out the flavor.
Literally is made from beer and chicken.
Absolutely.
An interesting combo. And to be drunk together?
They can be. They don't have to be, but it'll bring out the flavors in each other.
And it certainly gives a tang to the chicken sausage.
I bet.
So this is just one little piece of what we're going to be telling you about right after the break. San Francisco Beer Week. Our beer expert Jay Brooks is here to tell us about the many different kinds of beer and the many kinds of food that are made from beer. For example, ice cream. That's right. Coming up on KRON 4 News Weekend. Stand by. So when you pour a beer, do you pour it down the side or do you pour it in the middle?
It does depend on the beer. This is a wheat beer, so you do want more of a generous head than you would with other beers, and you kind of adjust it. There I'm getting a big head, so now I'm switching to the side. You usually want about 2 fingers on a regular ale, but on a wheat beer you want a little bit more than that. Now that's probably a little more generous. The beer's a little volatile. It's been moving around this morning. But
yeah, and it's television, and of course everything sort of explodes when television shows up. Jay Brooks, beer expert. He's the guy who's put together the San Francisco Beer Week, which runs 10 days long of naturally. Tells you something about beer drinkers.
It's a Brewers Week.
You know, reflecting on Jan's segment earlier, what we're talking about is beer is fine, but good beer and less of it, basically.
That's right. Craft beer is really about drink less, drink better. And all the beers that we have here today are part of the craft beer scene here in the Bay Area, and they're all meant to be enjoyed with food and in smaller quantities than the average tailgate party.
Right. And what we're going to talk about here is what can be made from beer, which is among the tastings that are taking place. For example, first of all, who ever heard of watermelon wheat beer? Is there actually watermelon in there?
There is.
A gimmick?
No, it's not a gimmick at all. They used to use fresh watermelon in it, and as it got more popular now, they have a company that takes fresh watermelon and makes juice out of it, and it's absolutely just watermelon juice that's in there, and it gives it this nice little tang.
And what do they make from this? They also make a food from this as well?
This is, this one is just one that pairs well. It goes with a lot of really nice light dishes, salads. We have a cheese today that it goes spectacularly well with that's made up in Sonoma by Shauna Davis. This is an artisanal cheese that's made locally. This is a goat and milk cheese. That's a soft cheese that should pair up just beautifully with the little bit of
And the beer is fabulous.
It is.
For those who really don't want the big, heavy beer, that is really amazing. It's called Hell or High Watermelon Wheat Beer. Made where?
It's made by 21st Amendment Brewery and Restaurant that's on 2nd Street in San Francisco near the ballpark.
Okay, now, I almost hate to mention this, but something called monk's blood, and they make ice cream from it?
Yes, there's a ice creamery in San Francisco called Humphrey Slocum, and they over the course of Beer Week, there are 30 breweries are delivering their beer, and they're making different ice creams
from the different beers.
From the different beers. This one is Monk's Blood, also from 21st Amendment, which is a Belgian-style dark beer that's made with candy sugar and dark roasted malts. You can see the roasted malt there, and it gives it its dark color.
Is this a good thing to be putting a beer in ice cream? I mean, what is this? What is beer adding to something like ice cream?
Well, the grains and the hop bitterness the alcohol is stripped out of it when it's made.
Obviously,
so you won't get any of that, and
so
it'll just give it some different flavors.
Unaccustomed as I am to eating ice cream and drinking beer at the same time, while I'm doing this, let me tell folks about San Francisco Beer Week. It's a 10-day celebration. It runs from February 5th through the 14th. And it's all over town, lots of different breweries, lots of opportunities to taste. SanFranciscoBeerWeek.org, some interesting events taking place, including a, what is it, a train?
There is, Wet Your Whistles is doing a pub crawl via train in the East Bay, or excuse me, on the peninsula. There's also a Beer to Breakers cycling pub crawl that'll take place as well. We had lots 50 riders last year.
Stay out of their way. So lots of interesting events taking place. Thank you very much for bringing the beer, bringing the ice cream, bringing the sausages. Boy, we're scoring today. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Gabriel Slate, our high-tech reporter, is standing by with some amazing miracle devices on KRON 4 News Weekend.